All right, man. What's going on?
Hey, what's up? Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, episode two, guys.
Episode 2 of the No Name Podcast. We haven't figured out a name just yet,
Yeah,
so
we don't know the name. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna create the content and then it creates the name.
yeah, eventually we'll come up with something good. Have some few names for you guys. But yeah, man, how you been? How was the week?
It was good, man. Uh Smiling a lot more and just being more present with my peers at my employer right now. So,
That's good, yeah.
and I'm just what I'm doing now is I'm becoming more consciously aware of everybody and
Mm,
their body languages and when they speak, especially in our meetings. And so our leadership right now is trying to change the direction from loosey goosey to now like uptight micromanagement in a way.
okay.
But I don't see it that way. I see it as I try to see it from their lens. It's
Mm,
more of a way to get everybody aligned so that when the tasks that are trying to be completed for the day, when they're
yeah.
a lot of people like try to do their own tasks on themselves, but now it's just like, okay, we're assigning the tasks to be done by the management. And I don't know, I like it. I always like structure that way. So I'm trying to bring everybody together like it's a handshake. So
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? Like you're the perfect dude to do it too. You're accountable, you have the discipline. The more you do that, the manager's going to take notice of that, and pretty soon you're going to be in management. You're
yeah,
the one
I love the accountability.
calling the shots. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm smiling with it too, like because a lot of the managers they're not really smiling when they do it. It's just like it's weird. It's a weird energy. I'm trying to give that energy in a different light. But like I understand where you're coming from.
Mm.
It may be difficult, guys, but I say it with a smile in a way. So
Yeah, when my first job, I
yeah,
uh I was a dishwasher boy. I was
good.
out
I was one too, kind of something like that. Yeah.
I was working at this sports bar restaurant, and
Hmm.
so anyways, fast forward a little bit, I was able to climb the ranks. Got into a cooking position, then a bartending position, then the cashier, system manager, then became the general manager. And honestly, it can be stressful, man. It's just a
Oh,
stressful gig. It's
it's just
just,
a job too. It's just a job too, like
true, but I had a lot of fun doing it. That's the thing. It's like I had so much fun at that job, working with the people that I work with, helping with the customers. But the point that I'm trying to make to relate to your situation is that like sometimes it's just stressful, you know? Like you're
yeah,
counting 3 people to come in and do a task, and
yeah.
you think it's gonna be a great day, and 4 people call out, and you're just like, oh crap, all right, well,
How am I gonna run this thing with four
yeah.
people? And why are people calling out? That's another question. Like, how come that's happening?
It
What are we
that
doing?
I think it's industry based, completely industry based. Like sports bar
Yeah,
restaurant, I mean, it's not really the highest job out there in the world,
yeah.
so
People are gonna call out, man. Yeah, you're definitely right about the industry. It's that type of industry. A lot of call outs. All right.
uh, um, but we can also get into like culture and all that stuff, but
Yeah, culture, setting the culture, and then yeah.
it happens.
Yeah,
So, what's one principle that,
from this book.
yeah, yeah, because you mentioned something last week, and this time I took the liberty to actually have it next to me this time. This is my copy. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie.
Yeah. So the principle is being just it's the one of the basics is yeah, depending on the industry, it doesn't matter. Just being genuinely interested in somebody's life. Like we're showing up to do a job, and I know somebody has a life outside of this. So it's just being present. And sometimes you got to do some digging too. You got to like kind of you got to kind of have to see what their life is outside of work, and then
Mhm.
talk in terms of their interests, right?
Yeah.
Thank you for showing up today. So, you could take care of your newborn a little bit better, something like that.
Mhm.
Thank you for showing up today, man. I know it's difficult, but you're here and you could take care of a little bit more of what you have going on outside of work a little bit better,
Mhm.
but showing it with sincerity, being very sincere too.
Yeah, I think sincerity is a huge one. Like there's always going to be a bunch of
Yeah.
tactics, techniques, and like certain ways that you can say something, but I think sincerity really trumps it all because that's something a person can feel just based off of the energy that you're giving off. You can't fake that. And when you try to fake it, it comes off as disingenuous. And when you do that, it's just you're starting from the back foot.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. What about you, man? What have you been trying to implement from How to Win Friends? Like what kind of principles?
Well, honestly, all of them. I'm
Yeah.
going to implement all of them. There's already a few that I'm already living in congruent with. Like, I really don't like to argue with people. I like to debate with people. Um, it's just much more effective as far I find it much more effective when it comes to, creating ideas and figuring out new ways of doing things. Um, I guess one thing that stands out for me that I could probably work on
Hmm.
is
What's that?
get the other person to start saying yes, yes immediately. Because when I think back when I did sales,
Hmm.
I don't think I did that as much as I probably should have. Getting the other person to say like yes, 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 yes. Um, it was much more, let's say you're my client, you're sitting down with me. I want to know exactly your situation and to find out if because I sold cars, right? So in the domain of selling cars, you come to me with your situation, and my job is to figure out if we have the vehicle for you fitting that. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. I'm not going to force you into something that just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But so I went that route as more than coming into the meeting thinking I need to get this person to say yes, say yes, say yes. I did try it a few times, and I guess I don't have enough data to say whether it worked or not. I just chose to be understanding and help from a place that I come from a place that was helpful.
And
But
then,
uh,
yeah.
and yeah, so that's like one thing that I could probably work on a little bit better.
So tactical,
Um, how you mean?
you said by trying to find ways to make them say yes, but in a genuine way.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
it gets the ball rolling, right?
I think
With
so.
with their psychology of they're in a yes state, in a bind state, something like that, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, so I guess that's one thing that I can work on, but it's different for me. I'm not in a sales environment anymore.
Yeah.
Not having to sell someone something. Um, other than the fact I'm selling myself, right?
Hmm.
I think that um, every day you're selling yourself for something to someone about something. Maybe you're talking to your wife about this idea that you have, and you want her on board because it's just going to be, you know that it's going to work this time. You know it, and you need to sell yourself to her and in a way that she understands. And same thing with friends and family and all of them too.
Yeah. Thing about wives is they always have to be right though. You have to, but that's also in the book too. You know, you gotta like they have to. It has to be like the argument principle. What was the principle? It was try to avoid an argument. It's like yeah,
Mm,
you're honestly you just gotta be like yeah, you're right because it's like nobody wants to hear yeah, you're wrong or nah, man,
yeah,
you're wrong.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even
Yeah.
if, and I'm working in an environment where it's high stakes at Tesla too, and it's like you always have to be like, you're right, and then just lead off from there, even if they're not right, but then you gotta just like reverse it all the time. It's crazy.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, uh, like I think like tactfully speaking, you can do that and gosh, man. Okay, one thing that comes to mind is like my brother and I, we have a bunch of disagreements. Okay, just like regular petty brother shit.
Same here. Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes he may say something that I completely disagree with, but I also don't want to get into a conversation about it with. So I just say, yeah, you're right. You're completely right. Matter of fact, you just came up with the best idea in the entire world.
Dude, oh yeah, man, that makes a lot of sense. You're right.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
Exactly. It's the polite form of saying that's crazy.
Yeah. And then you just keep asking questions instead of another principle in the book was ask questions. I think asking questions is a very like tactful, smooth way to smooth out what the problem is. You just what do
Well,
yeah.
I mean, just in general, asking questions makes the person feel important.
Yeah.
But I would add on to that and say good questions, the right questions,
Yeah.
not just any question and calling it like, man, I listened to the principal to ask questions and I was asking questions. Yeah, but it's just like you're asking what's your favorite color, what time.
It has to lead the conversation forward. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So ask the right questions. And what the right questions are is whatever comes up into your head when you're fully invested into the person that's in front of you.
Yeah.
Childlike curiosity
Yeah.
carries a long way.
Yeah. And you're
I
asking, yeah.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, you're totally right. You're asking a question you're genuinely curious, and then, but you know the end goal in mind too.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's how I worked with in sales. So any conversation I was in, I had the end goal in mind, way back in my head. I'm like, great, that's the goal. But there are obstacles in between that. And so my mindset has to be in those obstacles each time before we even get close. Because if one thing I learned in sales is that if you're thinking about the goal too much,
Yeah,
then you're really shooting yourself in the leg because you're not paying attention to what's right in front of you and what you really need to do. And so you're like, man, the goal, the goal, the goal, the goal, the goal, but what do you actually need to do? And I think that's a perfect segue
it
into
is a segue.
into why do goals even matter? What's the point of them? Like, I know I just, talked talked mad shit about it, but what's the whole point? Like, why do they even matter?
It's the same thing as my intro conversation with when you're in an employer setting. If there is no goal or direction, you're never going to hit it. You're never going to even get close.
Yeah.
Now, if you keep focusing on the goal though, then you're paralyzed. And I've been there a lot of times. It's like, what can I do to do the goal, and then you don't do anything.
Yeah, maybe that there's like so much to do because the goal's so big and you just freeze.
Yeah. That's why there has to be good segue is a system. There has to be a system in place and a process. And then
Mm,
you have to, but in order to create that system and that process, we have to sit down together or with your teammates or whatever, or with yourself and really think through, okay, is this the right process? Is this the right system that we should be implementing? But you always got to trial and test it first. And giving yourself the grace to know that it's not always going to be perfect, but we'll go with that. I've been in like high stakes environments at my work where everything just failed. Like we tried the test, but that's good. There's always data behind every single failure point. Then you bring
yeah.
that back and you reinforce it
Yeah.
and make it simple as possible too.
And it's the little disciplines that really make up the larger goal. I know I'm constantly reverting back to like my experience in sales, but sales for me was like the ultimate battle zone because
Yeah.
I saw exactly what the marketplace wanted from me and what I wasn't. You can't fool it. So I first began selling just so bad. Like I was so bad at selling. I thought I knew how to talk to people. I thought I knew how to like
I was
be
there too, man. Yeah, I mean in fitness, online fitness.
exactly. So, the real world taught me really quick, like, hey, no, that you need to level up. And what I ended up doing was spending, longer nights studying sales, studying tones, studying different tactics, different way of doing things, reading this book. In the morning, I would practice how to say certain words, what to say, um, how to elicit certain things out of people
Yeah.
without having to say it, using nonverbal cues is what I mean. Um, so that I can get the goal of actually selling cars. I mean, there was months where I was just, man, swing and a miss, swing and a miss, like 13 times in a row. Uh, dude, when I tell you that if you've ever felt like shit, that feels pretty bad. That really feels pretty because one thing that you have to separate when it comes to that type of line of work is your sense of self-worth and the job that
Yeah.
you do. In
Feel
the
that strongly?
beginning. Huh?
You feel that strongly when you're in a sales environment? You're like
Well, I
self-worth.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I did because when they rejected my whatever it is that I was selling, I took it personal. I took it like,
I suck.
I'm
Yeah.
such a bad person.
Wow.
That's not the case at all. I think once you separate it and you just realize business is business, it has nothing to
Mhm.
do with me.
That's really
It,
helpful.
it's always to do with the product.
Hmm.
Then that's something I can work on. I mean, I can't fix the product, but I can
Yeah.
I can fix my presentation of how the product is shown.
Dan, that's helpful. It's funny how you say that because when I look at it from a fitness standpoint, it makes a lot of sense when or it's a good example is like the Olympics recently. When people fail, some people make it of their entire identity, and some people just brush it off. They're like, I'm just gonna get the next one, you know?
What was a few of your experiences where you came into that type of situation, and how did you do?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, from my background is fitness, right? There's tremendous examples about it. So my goal, I remember back in like 2023, was to get like below 10% body fat.
Hmm.
And I came at it from a place, right? I knew that I was like, okay, every single day, whether I feel like it or not, has to be, I have to just show up, right? Whether I feel like it or not. And I was like, Okay, cool. So I created systems in place that would hold me accountable to that like every single day. And then eventually we created that podcast show of showing up every day at what was it, 4:30? Like something like that.
Yeah, I think it was 4:30.
4:30, but 5:30 for you. Yeah. So just showing up every day, like early in the morning, whether you feel like it or not. And I remember failing like a couple times. Like sometimes I didn't even show up to one of the shows. And that was a great example of like just come back the next day and then keep going, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
And I remember once I didn't even wake up and I was like, crap. I felt like I let my I let you down and I was like, fuck. And then and that's like in fitness too. So with like meal prep, oh, I didn't hit my macros today. Perfect example. Just what matters is not that one day. What matters is the long haul, the long the long game, you
yeah,
know. And
yeah,
just you got to show up again and remember create that system. That desire was tremendously there for me to reach that 10%. And I don't even know if I hit 10% honestly, but I just based on the photos and like the tracking system that I created for my system,
hmm,
I knew like I was somewhere around there, right? And I got the physique I wanted, right? And I knew because I tracked every day, right? I tracked all my KPIs and I still do. It's so a good takeaway from this when accomplishing the goal is just focus on what you got to do today and then track that. And then you look at it on a weekly basis and then a monthly basis, but not you're not one day. You're accumulation of your habits over weeks and
yeah.
so
Yeah, and you made a perfect point that even if you fall off the horse, you just get back on it and you keep on riding. You
mhm.
know, my wife and I just started doing the 75-day,
Oh yeah,
75
congrats
hard.
to that, bro. That's a good decision. Now it's
Really good decision.
it aligns with this too.
You remember when I told you when we started it? It was like a few days ago.
Mhm.
Okay, so one of the requirements of that 75 hard is if you miss one thing, you got to start over.
Yeah.
So today's day one, 75 hard.
Day
Uh,
one every day. It's scary.
no, I'm saying like because
I know what you mean.
yeah,
Mess up, yeah.
we messed up. So.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean it has to be like the end. And I think that a lot of times we get stuck in our own heads thinking that we should always be progressing and progressing and progressing, when sometimes it just
Mm,
plateaus for a while and then you progress a lot and then uh, flattens out again and then you
mm.
progress a lot. Um, so yeah, we're doing the 75 hard. We failed 3 times already, so
Okay.
we're still
I love it.
continuously doing it. I think the first time we failed was because we couldn't decide how to get it in. So the 75 hard, what it is basically you read 10 pages every day. You work out twice, once outdoors every day. You drink a gallon of water daily.
Good.
And you take a progress pic of yourself every single day so that you can see your physique change and the clean diet. So what we're doing, because our schedule is limited in some capacity, we still working out every day, but instead of doing 2 workouts a day, we're doing our weight training and our cardio. So we would do
Mm,
about an hour and a half of weight training and then 45 minutes of cardio right after that at the end of the day.
okay.
Still a gallon. When it comes to eating clean, because I have a background in bodybuilding, eating clean to me does not mean broccoli and chicken. Like,
Yeah. It
like
means, what does it mean to you? Like eating.
oh, eating clean to me just means that you're following and you're tracking your macros to hit your goals. Like
Yeah. From a
that's
body
what it means.
standpoint. Yeah.
I made a good example to my wife as I was thinking about this. I'm like, think of a cheeseburger, okay? All right. Someone looks at a cheeseburger and they think that's bad. That's the devil's lettuce, man. Like you can't have that when you're dieting or when you're whatever. And I think there's some truth to that when let's say you're bodybuilding and you're like 10% or lower or sub in body fat, then the types of carbs that you eat really do matter. But when you're higher in body fat percentage or you're just an average person going to the gym, take that cheeseburger and just open it up. What does it have? It has carbs, wheat most of the time, has beef, protein, cheese, dairy if you get dairy,
A little bit.
lettuce, tomatoes, and maybe some condiments if you put that in there. But let's
Yeah,
say you don't, right? Okay. What about that is unhealthy? Nothing. Nothing of it is unhealthy. What's unhealthy is if
yeah.
if you're not hitting your macros. If you're hitting above your macros, you're going to be in a surplus. It's like the same. It's the same study this one overweight guy did, where he just ate a bunch of donuts, still was in a caloric deficit, and he was still able to lose a bunch of weight. Now, if you want to get really locked in, then you can start looking at GMOs, and you can start looking at really like
Like healthy wise, like metabolism wise, and like right,
yeah,
right,
like
the foods that you're eating. Yeah,
like stuff that has vitamins. This has a bunch of
yeah,
vitamins.
vitamins, minerals inside the burger. Yeah,
Mhm. That will change like how your body feels and how you feel throughout the day.
yeah,
But I think too many people put too much emphasis on, hey, like banishing certain foods.
yeah. Like yes and no culture, like ones and zeros. Like this is good, this is bad.
Yeah,
Like
it doesn't exist.
that's not. Yeah, that's not a good way to look at it.
No,
Yeah,
I
starting
think
point, but yeah,
go ahead.
yeah, it's a starting point,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah, it's a starting point.
There's more behind it though. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, when I was doing bodybuilding, man, I was 12% body fat. I had a really small waist and a V taper that came up.
yeah,
I had my veins that came up down from my shoulder
yeah.
to my bicep. And what I was eating chicken sandwiches, like fried chicken sandwiches.
A little here and there, right? Like not.
No, every day.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
Every day. I'm telling you, like this is how much it just really doesn't matter. Is that I was eating chicken sandwiches, I was eating like pastas with like melted cheese because that's what I could afford at the time. So
Yeah,
I was living with my father and we didn't have that much money. So my stepmom would go to these like food banks. And so, like just really cheap food. I had a little bowl of pasta with a slice of American cheese on it that I would heat up in the microwave and I would cut up like some chicken nuggets to put in there for extra protein. Like that's what I'm talking about. That's the type of stuff that I would eat when I was bodybuilding. I just would eat a lot of it to get my protein count. Same thing
yeah,
with my like protein powders and creatine and all that good stuff. So when it comes to eating clean, what matters to me is look at the macros. Don't look at the actual food. If the food item that you see matches the macros, you're good. But if it doesn't, then it doesn't. Like
yeah,
it's not necessarily bad or good. It's just let's say I
yeah.
don't have pizza, I just have to account for that for my macros to
Yeah.
be able to eat that pizza and I'll be
I also look at the ingredients too, and making sure like it's sometimes the lesser in the ingredients, it's like a better version. That's how I look at it. If there's too many ingredient lists inside of it, then like yeah, long term, like if you stay on that metabolically, something's gonna happen inside your blood work panel eventually. So I also look at the ingredients too, along with the macros,
Mm.
as much
And
as I can.
and you make a good point on that.
Yeah,
Um, like if you I think that there is just certain people for certain things.
yeah,
Um, especially with what their goal is in
what
mind.
their goal is, man.
My goal was to build mass, get lean. That's it.
Mhm.
I was fortunate enough not to have any blood problems. I'm healthy as an ox. But someone who has like
Yeah, man.
high, a lot of high
That's
cortisol, for
different.
example,
That's
might
different.
not have
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Yeah.
So I think it really depends on like your specific situation. If you have if you have underlying health issues, that's important to take into
Oh
consideration
yeah.
choosing the certain foods.
Yeah.
If you're a healthy guy, it may not be as important if for some of your goals, but it also couldn't hurt if you wanted to narrow down the amount of ingredients and go based off of just, you know, what Mother Earth
Yeah.
provides, basically.
Yeah, I love that, man. You're so basically like with the goal setting part. So you mentioned you and your wife, um, and then you mentioned like your goals, right?
Mm.
So so what was it exactly like that you and your wife slipped up on that made you decide to start or had to start over based on the principles?
Um, well, I can speak on 75 hard.
Yeah.
It was just like petty things. I mean, we
Oh,
failed the first time just because we didn't structure it correctly.
okay.
Um, the second time we failed because we didn't work out the second time, and that's when we just totally restructured it to the way I've explained it.
I love that. Yeah.
And then we failed that time because we're just dealing with something.
Yeah.
So now we're starting again. Like, hey, okay, we
That's
messed
perfect.
up a few times, but let's get back on it. Let's keep going because I know very well you're never gonna get it the first time. It's just
Never, dude. You're gonna go in the swimming pool the first time and you're not gonna learn how to swim, dude. Like,
exactly.
exactly.
So that's my mentality coming into it. Is like, you know what?
Heck yeah.
Let's just keep doing it. We can fail 1,000 times. I don't care how many times it takes me to
Yeah,
actually.
love that too.
We're just gonna keep on doing it, because eventually, guess what? We are gonna win.
Yeah. Eventually, something's gonna stick on that wall when you throw at it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some belief in there. There's ways of how you can think of it. I think my question is, how did we discover goal setting?
Hmm.
What was it like back then and like during the time when you were growing up? How did you even come into this?
Well, the way I was raised, it was I had to unlearn the way I was raised, actually. So what I was raised, it was if you didn't hit the goal, you're worthless. And
Mm.
you kind of have to like unlearn that so you
It's
don't
like
pass it on to your next generation.
so it was like a conditional
Yeah,
love type of thing.
yeah. So, and then I realized too, like that led on to me trying to learn how to build self-esteem better,
Mm.
as an adult now and building more confidence. So, but I'm thankful, right, that I was taught the wrong way. And now I get to have the opportunity to teach myself and my next lineage a better way. So when I was a kid, um, like grades were so important. Being in a Filipino Asian household, right? If you don't
Yeah.
hit the straight A's, shit. All right, send it.
I know how it is. Half my family is Filipino.
Yeah, there you go, man. So it's like, um, I remember one time I got straight A's in middle school. I was like, damn, that's awesome, right? And and then, you know, later on in high school, I didn't get straight. I was like a 3.0 student in high school. But I had so many extracurriculars. I had football, I had journalism. I was part of the newspaper. I was cool with everybody. Um, and I got into a CSU university, right? Um, so what I took from that was honestly back to the question, right? How do we discover goal setting?
Mm,
What really matters is like you gotta, whatever your goal is, you have to just be very honest that that's my goal now, based on like all the standards that your parents put on you. Maybe like you have to be this, you have to be that. Choose something that you wholeheartedly really want to do. Like you have to,
oh,
like in the book, it even said it. You have to commit to showing up every single day and wanting that for yourself. Like I truly want this. And once you're honest with yourself on that, then it's like it's easy after that. But because you already set the stand the you already made the decision. The decision was made already that I want this,
mhm.
right? You gotta want it for yourself. Like that's like just the number one. Like I really want to improve and I really want to change. And I found in my life that once I told somebody that hey man, I'm struggling and I really want to change, those people will come out there to help you. Like the universe is just out there with people just wanting to help you, you know?
Yeah.
And I've learned that like going through college, through starting the meal prep company with my brother. There was just so many people that were willing to help you because you were honest that, you didn't know something.
Yeah,
So I need help. Yeah.
I
That's my experience
I agree.
from a little bit of childhood to like now a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, right on. I love that, man. That shows that like, hey, you can start at. It doesn't matter where you start in life. It doesn't matter what you're going through. If you're willing to be vulnerable,
Yeah.
and especially be vulnerable with what you're trying to achieve, I mean, it's gonna work out. I'm a big believer in everything's going to work out. Everything's
Well,
gonna,
that's faith, man. That's good.
yeah. I mean, yeah, big time.
Uh,
I think when I first discovered goal setting, um, well, there was two experiences that stand out to me. The one experience was when I really started honing in, and the second experience was when I actually started to somewhat think of it. That was in high school when I started working out and losing some weight. I was I was about 300 pounds. I just moved to this new high school because um switch houses, and over time, let's put it this way, I was starting to work out with my buddies because it was just a fun time.
mm,
Over time, it started to become this like, okay, we're seeing ourselves get stronger. I want to see
mm,
if I can get, 3 plates on deadlift, then 4 plates on deadlift, then 3 plates on squat, then 4 plates on squat. Mind you, I was like 16 years old around that time. Um, so that's when I started like first kind of thinking about goals. Later in my life, when I got a few mentors, that's when I met this really fantastic guy. Um, his name is JP, and he is a phenomenal person as a man of faith. I think he told me that he is a minister at one point. But he was working in sales, and he works in pharmaceutical sales. That
yeah.
that was one of my goals to get into, to work in car sales, get enough experience, get the
Mm,
track record, then move on to pharmaceutical sales. So he told me, well, the first thing that you need to do is have a goal. If you don't have anything to aim at, then you're not going to hit anything.
you gonna miss it. You miss 100%. Yeah. Something. You'll miss it.
Exactly. You're just shooting in the dark.
Yeah.
Because what do you know? And I started to really hone in on my on what I wanted. Like, what is it exactly that I wanted? And I'm a visionary, so I envision everything before I do it. So I started to think through how it feels, what I look like, how I'm talking, what
Five
I'm
senses,
saying.
almost.
Huh?
The five senses. Like, what does it look like? What does it smell like?
Yeah, yeah, and just bringing it into reality. Um, I've also got some more mentors who told me a little bit more on the like habit side of creating goals. One of them had me. He recommended, hey, like since you want your goal is to get more sales, I want you to take a pen and paper and write down everything that you're doing every minute of the day, everything. So I did that for a week and I found a lot of time that I was wasting. Like sometimes, like I would put,
Yeah.
go get some coffee, 10 minutes coffee, came back, sat down, 30 minutes leads, 10 minutes calls, um, 1 hour client, you know, front facing. Then what I do after that? Well, I talked with the receptionist for 20 minutes. So I wrote it all down and I found exactly where all my time was going. And from there, I started to change the way I moved. So instead of
Yeah.
coffee, I would be leads, calls, more customers, leads, calls, more customers, leads, calls, more customers, calls. I mean,
How old were you, bro? How old were you when you did that?
this was like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay, 2 years ago. Who told you again? That mentor? You had a mentor?
Yeah, so JP
Oh,
Racento,
yeah.
shout out to him.
Shout out to JP, bro. That's
He's
an
a
awesome
yeah,
accountability.
he's a really great guy. Um, yeah, I mean, I think he also taught me that once you get higher in corporate,
Hmm.
they're a lot nicer, like sales wise, sales wise.
Okay.
Um, like, there's this like stereotype that car sales is like really cutthroat and it's rough and or door-to-door sales, it's pretty rough, it's cutthroat. I think at the end of the day, it's sales in general is cutthroat, and the people that you work with really matter a lot.
Yeah.
If you work with really good people, it doesn't matter what your job is. Like you're gonna have a really great time doing it. Um, but if you don't work with such great people, it doesn't matter how easy your job is, it just won't feel good. It's just
So
not.
we all know the story how that went. Basically, calls, 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 calls. What happened
Mhm.
after that?
Well, I mean, I got my goal. I started to sell more.
Jeez.
Yeah. I mean, my first month I was selling was like 3 cars a month. Like it was bad. Yeah, three like I sold 3 cars, but I really didn't sell any cars. These people just came in and I was just the guy that they met to buy
Yeah.
a car that they've been researching for a year.
Yeah.
It wasn't until like 6 months after that where I started to really be in the negotiation table with the person and
Wow.
negotiate and then making the sale. Those sales by far are the best feeling sales because that tells
Yeah.
me that, I stood in there, I was willing to listen to the person. I didn't get flustered. I regulated myself. I was able to help them to past 110%, and they got the car that they ultimately wanted. I there's this one client that I still remember him to this day. Such a great guy, but I was following up with him for half the year. So 6 months. I would just
Mm.
check in on him because he wanted a vehicle, but then there's some discrepancies with his credit and he didn't have enough money. So I just kept checking up on him, like, hey man, because he really wanted a Jeep. So I drove a Jeep down to his house, showed it to him. He loved it, wanted to buy it, but then we ran into those roadblocks.
And then the credit, yeah.
Yep. So I told him what he needs, so that he can buy the car that he wants. and then kept following up, kept following up, kept following up. 6 months later, he calls me and he tells me, "All right, I'm ready to buy,
Right.
I'm ready to buy this car cash."
He was saving up then. Hmm.
Well, he saved up 20 grand in 6 months.
Uh,
It's yeah. It turns out that he found an opportunity to help the church, and the church was willing to front the money for his car. And so he called me, and I got him the Jeep that he wanted. He wanted a Wrangler, so I
yeah.
found a really nice Wrangler for him. And he loved it, man. He loved everything about it, man. That's all. That's the other good thing about it is knowing that the clients are happy with.
Getting what they wanted, really.
Yeah, yeah,
You had to bring them to that. You had to bring them there. Right.
yep, yeah.
They need
Unfortunately,
us. They needed you. Yeah.
unfortunately, about 2 weeks after he bought the
Oh,
Jeep,
okay.
yeah,
What?
uh, yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, I guess he was at a an intersection and he got T-boned and totaled the Jeep.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine.
Okay.
He was telling me, man,
How do you? Yeah.
I'm gonna start saving up for another Jeep. Give me give me another 6 months. I'll
Hey,
cr-
was the guy? Was he like? Was he well off, or was he just like holding on to
no.
the last string, like trying to get
Um,
a car?
well, he needed the vehicle for his medical equipment,
Oh,
due to his due to the procedures that he had done, and so he needed something to just drive around, have his oxygen tank, and all that. Yeah. So I wouldn't say like he wasn't like super wealthy or anything like that.
yeah.
Just a regular
On
person.
his truck, that was a Jeep.
Yeah, he wanted a Jeep Wrangler. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a nice one too, man. It was all silver. Like I'm not a fan of Jeeps all too much, but it that one looked pretty nice.
Yeah, man. Okay. So how can we tie this in, man? What like from all our experiences, like unless you have any more, or if I have any more. Um,
With goals,
yeah, man.
I would say consistency matters more
Yeah.
than intensity. I'd say you can go super hard, but that's never going to be consistent work. So even if you're showing up and you have low energy, you don't want to do it. Maybe you're not even going as your best self, but you're still consistent with it. That's what matters. Because intensity can come and go, but as long as you stick with it, eventually you're gonna win. It's not about if, it's about when.
Yeah. Yeah. I think creating systems in place has been a tremendous help for me because when the mind wanders, when
Mm,
oh, I want to do another task, I want to do maybe I should do this, maybe I should do this. It's if you have a system, an accountability system in place, then
mm.
I feel like you can really lock in.
Yeah, I use a calendar.
Yeah, when you have a calendar,
Mm,
when you have a checklist, when you have not to veer off too much into Atomic Habits, another book, but if you literally have that, right, there you go, boom. If you create literal physical system checkpoints in place that are always reminding you, like your clothes are ready, your clothes are ready for the next day, your coffee cups laid out the night before, your your goals are written down, they're on the table, right? Like you're my tripod stand is here in the morning. My
I'll
alarm
check.
is set, you
You
know.
can't really see it because it's blurry, but
Yeah.
I have my goals
I
right.
saw that from the previous one. You literally write that down. And it's
Yeah.
in one of your content pieces. Saw that.
Yeah, it's in there.
Yeah. Um, how can you fail now? Everything's
Uh,
telling you.
well, I mean, you really only you don't fail. There's no such thing as failing. I don't believe in failing. I think you learn.
Yeah. I love that one too, man. Go ahead. Tell me why that's true.
Well, you learn. You learn, you grow. Really, you really only fail, quote unquote, fail, is if you give up on something that you still want to do, you know? But even then, like you learn, you grow from your experiences, you become wiser as you age, you know what you want, you know what you don't want, you know the way that you want to live your life, maybe it's not the same way as someone else, and that's okay. And you come into terms with it. You know, if you want to be more structured. There's ways to be more structured, like you're outlining, having things ready for the next day so that you're eliminating friction from your day. Uh,
Yeah.
Another example is the calendar that I mentioned is I have my entire days laid out. I would take one day out of the week to create my entire week, and I just do that. So I wake up knowing what I'm going to do next, then I'm going to do next, then I'm going to do next, so that I'm not having to think about what do I have to do next. Because then you start thinking, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this. And maybe you don't do any of it because it's just so overwhelming. At least that's my own experience.
Yeah.
And it helps. It helps just in general. If you want a system, I use Google Calendar. Open up your Google Calendar and just try it. Don't make a schedule that you don't like or that you don't see yourself doing, because then you're not going to do it. If you enjoy having those breaks where you're just relaxing and maybe watching TV is something that you do, add that in there.
Yeah.
Maybe you work out at this time and then right after that you have a leisure time of 2 hours, hour, 30 minutes, and then you have something else that you need to do. But you want to make a schedule that you actually like so that you can stick with. You can
Yeah.
stick with
That's
it.
be enjoyable. Yeah.
Exactly. Anything enjoyable is going to be easier to stick with. If it's like super hard all the time, if you haven't built up that mental capacity, then I'm not even going to say that you can't do it because you can, but it's going to be a lot harder to do it than if you went from a way of, hey, I'm enjoying these days and I'm making these days. What else can I do? What else can I add on to it?
Yeah, that's a system. Now you created a system where, all right, this is doable. Now, what else can I add? I like that one.
My business club. Um, so I went to one meeting here for my community college, and we were talking about that subject, but more in lines of how can you be super successful. It was comparing the people who were super successful but didn't really pay attention to their home life and how miserable they were versus
Yeah.
the people who are not super successful but did pay attention to their home life and they're super happy. And they're comparing it, and the question was, um, what systems in place could you put that would make sure you have a balance of the two? So one thing that I believe is that there's really no such thing as balance.
Yeah, I know. I hear that a lot.
And what I found out is that, you know, you have all these pieces that you're holding.
Yeah,
Sometimes the wife might need some more attention than the business. Maybe she needs your attention.
very
So
important.
you allocate time for the wife, make sure that she's good. Now the business is falling down. Maybe you need to switch gears and pay attention to the business. Then maybe your personal life is going down. Well, now you got to fix that too. I think it's more of a juggling act and allocating
The
time.
dance,
It's the dance,
the
it's the
dance, bro.
tempo. Allocating your time to what is needed in your situation. So one system that I'm implementing now for just for all for anybody who's married out there,
Hmm.
um, I can be very goal driven and progress driven type of guy that I'll be like more progress, more progress, more progress, and then not think about my relationship as much.
Hmm.
So what I've been implementing is tag like getting my wife to tag along on some of my journeys, like the
Oh,
70-75 hard. We both want to be healthy. You know, why do we need
yeah,
to do
dude.
it separately? That's something that we do together.
Nice.
You know, another thing is reading books. Same thing. I love to read books. She loves to read the Bible. So we're bridging the gap of what did we learn from each of the stories from the Bible and from any personal development books that we've read. So bridging that gap is a system because I
Yeah,
know if I continue to go and in the direction that I'm going,
yeah,
and the other part is just going to burn in flames. And that system helps me in
good.
our marriage.
Yeah,
So that's why it's so important to have systems like that for not just marriages, but just in your life. Know
yeah,
exactly what to what to turn to when shit hits the fan. You know, there's like a saying in martial arts where you're not as good as you think you are. You're only as good as how you practice, how you
yeah,
train. So if you just, you know, mess around a lot in training, probably not going to be good in a fight.
yeah. Or if you go at it, you go at training and practice casually, not with intention, or you go through the motions, you'll get injured. I've been there. We've all been there. Yeah,
Yeah, that can happen too.
yeah.
Yep.
I like what you said about putting systems in place, getting the people around you that are important to you involved in your route toward progress. Like, how
Mhm.
can that be a failure? Because you're trying to advance and you're trying to excel and progress.
And you're also doing it with them, and you're progressing them, and
Yeah, you're
they're
progressing
also
in
becoming
your
something they want to be.
exactly in your journey to that's like tremendously helpful, I think, for everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you got to get them involved in your life because it's not just separate. I think as people who are up and coming, they think they have to separate their their goals from other people, but
Mhm.
that's not I don't think that's helpful. Yeah. It's not at least the people that matter that you want to because now you have to create a system in your life that's helping everybody, but you have only so a finite amount of time, like you said. So if you put them with you and you're winning together, they get to win, and you get to win.
Yeah. When in doubt, helping more people is always a good thing. Like before I was doing this, I was working on a few taxpayer tax returns. Keep in
Awesome.
mind, I'm volunteering for this. Like I don't have to do it. It takes me about an hour, well, usually less, but about an hour latest to do someone's tax returns, depending on how complicated it is. Um, I mean, this is just a sample, but you can kind of see from here. This is like a jacket of what we keep all the information in.
Hmm.
So it's all blurry, but
Hmm.
they fill that out. I do their tax returns. Um, like there's nothing bad about doing that. If you volunteer your time, if you're helping other people, if you're helping your family
Sure.
members,
Yeah.
all of it is going to come back to you tenfold and you don't have to ask for it. It makes me feel good knowing I'm helping people do their tax returns because some of these taxpayers that I'm helping out don't understand tax code or tax law, but I do. And that gives me the ability to help them. And I think that if you continue to help more people, along with this is something that we can get into next
There
podcast,
you go. Love it.
um,
Write that down.
along with elevating the amount of skills that you have, you're going to broaden how many people you can help. And eventually, guess what? They might just pay you for it.
Yeah, why not? I mean, you're already practicing this. You see that in a lot of goal setting people in life. They just did the thing that would problem solve the thing, and then they started the business.
Yeah, yeah. I
Saw a
mean,
problem, and then they wanted to very simple things too that were part of their lives.
hmm, perfect example right here. It's immune crystal. So somebody thought of this, but basically it has a bunch of vitamins. It's usually for like clearer skin. Um, but this doesn't need water. You can just pop this in your mouth and it kind of works like pop rocks.
No,
So so it just like pops in your mouth and dissolves. So you don't
no
need water.
water.
No bottle of water.
Solve the problem.
Yeah, because think about people on the go, right?
Yeah, well, gummies too, but some people don't want to eat the gelatin, where they can't
Then they can have something like this.
have the pop rocks.
Yeah. That guy gets paid for it. Whoever made this gets paid for it.
Yeah, very simple.
Very simple stuff, yeah.
Awesome. So, what do we talk about today? Let's put everything all together. This is good.
Well, we discussed why goals matter. Uh,
Yeah.
we also discussed that yes, they do matter, but what also is just as important is what's right in front of you.
Mm-hmm. All of that.
And along your goals, some people may say different. This is my opinion, but I don't necessarily believe in balance. There's no such thing as balance. What an easy way to just think of that is if you are doing something, you are not doing something else. And that's why I believe what I believe.
That's true.
If I'm reading a book, I'm not working out. If I'm working out, I'm not reading a book.
I
So
think it's the way they say it. I think they both mean when people say you got to learn how to balance. I think they genuinely mean the same thing as what you're thinking. But the way we both think about it, how there is no such thing as balance, is the is a helpful way to how to look at the thing that everyone's trying to talk about.
I agree.
It's very helpful.
I agree. I think a lot of people do mean what we mean, but seeing it through our perspective, just by giving a little bit of a different viewpoint of it
Context too.
and some context, I think that they'll realize like, wait, that's actually what I mean, and that's more practical for my life. Because I can't do balance because I think of balance like I have to do everything all at once, and you just can't. So take inventory, figure out
Yes.
what your priorities are, and start working off of that from a system, which is what we talked about
Mhm.
earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's really good.
Yeah. So what are we going to talk about next podcast?
Well, this is the end of the month now, so we are going into March, starting
Yeah.
next week. So we're going to move on to another book, guys, and it's going to be well, yeah, we'll talk about it.
Tune in next time.
Yeah, it'll be a surprise.
Yeah, because what kind of books do you have?
I got business books and I have psychology books, sales books. I have a lot of philosophy books um, from that guy.
Holiday.
Yeah,
Right.
Holiday dude. Yeah,
I mean, I have pretty much the same.
I
I
got economic books.
Yeah, I have Tony Robbins' Money, Influence. I have Robert Greene books, Robert Kiyosaki, Grant
And
Cardone.
yeah, let's get into influence again. We need to like, that's like the Bible for sales or for
Influence, the Art of Persuasion.
yeah, that's a good one.
Here, I'll
Getting back to it.
show you guys what it looks like. I recommended this book
Hmm.
to one of my buddies. There it is. Man, phenomenal book. Phenomenal.
A lot of successful people put that in the S, or no, like the S or A tier, like they always do that. So I'm like, why don't we just do what the people are, successful people are doing?
Well, I can see why, man.
Yeah,
When like just like a brief overview, when I was in sales, I read this book again, and a lot of it just correlates. It's a lot of it's human nature and how people act. And when you follow this, it's not like you do this, you're going to win 100% of the time. But if you do this, you're going to elicit someone's natural behavior that you can move into.
yeah, perfect.
Yeah. So we'll give it a go and see what we can
Okay.
grab.
So the
And
whole month of March, we're gonna be talking about influence, guys. The book,
okay.
Robert Cialdini.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that'll be good. So what's the rest of your week looking like, man?
Rest of the week, gonna visit my mom tomorrow, or actually today. I'm gonna take her out a little bit. Yeah,
Nice.
me and my wife, and just like going to the gym. Same shit,
You
same
know,
targets, same KPIs, and
are you hitting what about your Gymshark thing?
oh
How's that?
yeah, that's almost over. Um, dude, in that Gymshark thing, there was like there was so many things that I already did on there that I was like, let me just choose something that's a little out of my comfort zone, right?
Yeah.
And it was the showers. I was like, okay, that's but everything in the Gymshark selection I already did. So
So is it
I
like a every day's
had,
different type of thing
yeah,
or
it was just like a list of things. It was like habits. It was like habits and mindset, and then physical gym stuff,
Mhm.
and then like yeah, it was only like those two. So I literally do everything, all of that every day. So I was like, what's something that can push me a little bit? I was like, all right, it's the cold showers, the rush.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, see, yeah,
I mean, cold shoulders are really good.
yeah,
I really only do them when I have to.
yeah.
Like a month month
But
ago,
then I
my
realized I couldn't sleep though whenever I would do them the night before, be like shivering.
you do cold showers at night?
Yeah, after, yeah.
Then goddamn.
So I would do them like first it used to be like 5 minutes of cold shower.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a lot of content and I'll put it out there. But yeah,
But that's kind of crazy, bro. Because at night, man, I'm used to taking cold showers like in the morning.
yeah,
I did them just because it wakes me up. I can't imagine taking a cold shower and then trying to go to sleep right after that.
yeah. It was a little difficult. So I was like, what I would do now, it would be like I would do the cold shower for like 2 minutes, and then I
Mm,
would switch it to the hot shower just so I could put my body temperature down. So I
um,
realized doing the goal back to goal
yeah.
setting, you have a goal, but you have to adjust it a little bit, but you'll still get the same outcome because you did hit the thing. So I was like, all right.
So now that
Yeah.
the Gymshark is coming to an end, what are you gonna do now?
Yeah. I gotta find a new one, man. Um, a new accountability system that's pretty good. You just you gotta find another system. that you want to plug into your routine.
Do you work out twice a day?
Not twice a day. I work out once a day.
Try 75 hard then.
The Andy Frisella?
Yeah, yeah. Because
Yeah, might as well, man. You're doing it too.
yeah, we'll keep each other accountable.
It's twice a day, right?
Yeah, it's twice a day. How we're doing it is an hour and a half of weight training plus 45 minutes of cardio after that.
An hour and a half. Oh,
But that
that's
just,
doing it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it works into the hybrid athlete system that I'm doing already. So yeah, that is good. Because I do need to get back into cardio and running again.
oh, dude, I felt the same way.
Yeah.
I
You
was
do.
on the treadmill a few days ago, just wheezing. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, yesterday, dude, I was doing reset deadlifts heavy, and
Yeah,
then I super or sorry, I was doing reset deadlifts, and then I went to glute ham raises superset with prisoner back extensions.
prisoner back extensions. What is that?
Yeah, it's like when you go like this, like you're going down. It's like on the that machine.
Okay. Yeah, I usually do.
Yeah, but I did it like with this.
Yeah.
So I just superset of that, and then I went right into hack squat after that.
Damn.
Yeah, I
Like
was breathing. I was
jeez, like a
dead.
superset type of thing?
No, not superset. So it was reset deadlifts, 3 sets of 10, 3 sets of 4 for heavy.
Mm,
Like, no, I think it was like 90% one rep max.
mm.
And then I did a superset of 3 sets of glute ham raises and prisoner back extensions. 3 sets.
And okay. And then you went to hack squat.
And then I went to hack squat heavy, RP, I say 9/10. It was, yeah. So RPE, guys, is a measure of rate of your perceived exertion, where your rest and reserve is literally zero. If it's RP 10, your rest and reserve is zero. If it's RP 9, your rest and reserve is one. It means you only can give one left or zero left, depending on the RP. So it was 9 and 10. So I was dying and I was breathing and I was like, I need a new cardio system. Yeah.
So you train like an athlete. So you're back to back, back to back, back to back.
I like to train like full body-ish. Well, it is power building at the end of the day because
Mm,
I do a power. I always start with powerlifting, and then I do taper into bodybuilding style.
gotcha.
But I have
Gotcha.
to do strength first because that's where your most energy needs to be allocated. Yeah,
Mm. I do bodybuilding type of workouts.
nice.
Yeah, I usually start with like compound movements. I don't do deadlifts anymore, man.
Yeah, bro, watch out.
My lower back. So actually 2 days ago I was doing low rack pulls, a little bit lower than where
You're lowering it a little bit now, right? It's good.
yeah, well I my back wasn't feeling it. I didn't
Yeah,
like
man, it's good.
a few sets and then the third set my lower back was just like twitching.
Yeah, dude, you got no disc. Watch out.
Well, see, the problem was that I had too big of a meal earlier in the day, and I didn't allow my body to digest the food. So
Yeah.
when I was contracting my abs, I couldn't stabilize myself, and that's why my lower back was pulling more than more than what it should have. And
What
so
was your meal?
it was ramen noodles with eggs and like bacon
Okay.
bits.
So a little bit. So you had, and how long a meal was that before?
About an hour and a half. I should have, for that type of meal, I should have waited at least 3 hours.
Okay. What kind of ramen?
Just packaged ramen.
Packaged ramen? Did you put like
That's what,
how much dietary fats is in that? Do you know?
I think it's 98 because I use,
Dietary fats? Grams?
well, yes,
Really?
because I use two packets.
Okay. And then 98 grams of fat? Yeah, that's why your stomach was.
Yeah, my stomach hated me.
Yeah. So if you're, well, did you do cardio after?
No, I couldn't move. Like, my back was, So for that day, it was about 79. Yeah, yeah, 80 grams. Cholesterol was 885 milligrams, saturated 30 grams, and sodium was 4,700.
Oh, okay. Oh shit. You're ready to like be an athlete at that point. Like you're ready to go running and like sprinting with that sodium, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. On the treadmill. The two cardio workouts I do is the treadmill and the bikes. Dude, I can
Ooh,
go on the bikes forever, man.
oh,
Forever.
cardio.
So before the treadmill this week, it was like a few days before that, I did the bike for 15 miles. And I still felt like I could go another 50.
Damn.
Yeah. But my knees feel better on the bikes anyways.
Yeah.
I'm only
Well, they're way better, man, for people who have it's a good substitute for let's say like your foot's like fucking up or your foot's messing up. Then yeah, use the bike.
Yeah, like dude, you can go on the bike for a long time and still like if your goal is to build muscle, you
Cardio benefits. Yeah.
you build all the muscle you need. You're working out your heart. It's easier on your joints.
Mm,
For me, I have bad knees, man. I
yeah.
have no idea where they came from. It's just like as soon as I turned 23, bad knees.
Oh, sheesh, man.
Yeah,
Bad knees since 17.
you had bad knees since 17?
Oh no, because of my injury, I got tore my ACL.
Okay. Okay.
But I think my knee's a little better, but
Still kind of watching it here and there type thing.
yeah, I mean, I remember I'll have to figure it out. It's okay. I'm still able to run and yeah, it'll
So
be
if you have bad knees, yeah, bikes help a lot.
a lot better, yeah.
I was doing hack squat and I was trying to, you see those bodybuilder videos, right, where they go like super deep.
Yeah.
Basically,
I love hack squat. I love
knee
that. I love
down.
the soul. Yeah.
I love hack squat too, but my knees just don't do it because
Yeah, over knees. Knees over toes. That's what's happening when you do hack squat. Sometimes. Depends on the placement.
exactly, dude. There's a few times where I was doing hack squat and even barbell squats. My knee popped, like not in
Really
a
careful, dude. Oh,
not. It wasn't like cripple, but it popped, and I was like, oh, well that's it for that leg. I can't do any more exercises that day, type of
what's
thing.
wrong with your knee?
I have no idea, man. I
Get
uh,
that checked. Get it checked.
I mean, it doesn't hurt.
Because
Most
there's
days.
meniscus, there's ACL, there's bone. Check it out, man. Never know.
Uh, maybe. But the thing is, it doesn't hurt. It's like it's one of those things where it's just like I could just be neglecting my muscular legs. So
Yeah, neuromuscular could be.
plus my physique has been like an up and down progress transition. So being super overweight, losing the weight, gaining a bunch of muscle, losing a bunch of muscle, gaining a bunch of muscle
Uh,
is not good for my joints at all. So as I level off, it should normalize again. But yeah, man. I mean, I think yesterday was my um, last day of the last month of my program that I was doing, which is a hypertrophy
mhm,
program. There's a second phase to it, but I might not do it just because it's geared towards deadlifts.
mhm. You can alternate. You can use an alternative,
I mean,
which
that's what I've been doing with low rack pools. But it's like it's specifically geared towards increasing your deadlift. And it's just not a goal in my mind.
yeah,
I
right
wanna
now,
increase,
exactly.
yeah, I want to increase my bench press to 315. That's one of my goals. So I'm gonna gear towards to that
Sure.
and focus on more the V taper.
Yeah,
So a lot
the
more
lean.
side delts and
Yeah, the lean is pull-ups.
pull-ups really good. Yep. Yep. See, like pull-ups are good. Um, I love doing what's it called? Lat pull downs as like as a finisher. So I'll gas out my back doing like low rat bent over rows, pull ups,
Yeah.
cables, and then gas out. And gas out with force reps and partials on cable lat pull
Lat
downs.
lat pull downs. Yeah.
Yeah. But partials and force reps, man, if you haven't done them before, I
Yeah. That builds that builds a lot of hypertrophy muscle building. Yeah.
yeah. And it attacks those smaller muscle fibers that you typically don't work. It forces them to tear more, and you'll see a fuller muscle. Like they're so worth it, man.
Yeah, they're really effective. When I'm at work, a good example is I only have like 35 to 37 minutes to eat and train.
Yeah, it's
So what I do is there's a gym at where I work,
yeah.
and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do strength for those days because you could do a 20-minute, 25-minute strength workout
Mm,
or powerlifting basically. So I do my bench squat deadlifts at work most of the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
30 minutes, man. That's crazy to eat.
Yeah.
So that
I'm
means
usually
like
eating on the way back. I'm actually eating while I'm walking. It's one of my strategies.
after working out.
Yeah, I eat like literally I have like 10 minutes to eat. So I was like,
Yeah.
I just gotta find a way, man. Like find a way or make one. Fucked.
You're power building and power eating, bro.
Power eating, power shitting. Like I'm planning my shits and I make sure that I'm hydrated enough. Because if you're not hydrated, you'll be actually constipated. So I drink one packet of zero sugar electrolytes every day
Mm.
to keep the hydration. Bro,
That's
yeah, it's so important or else you won't hydrate well. Yeah.
now doing the 785 hard. I'm drinking a gallon of water,
Mhm.
but I'm a big monster guy.
Yeah, I
I
love
drink
Monster. Zero. Yeah.
I drink two of these a day.
Okay. And what
Pretty
is
good.
that? Isn't that like 600 or 300?
No, this is 180. It's not
Okay, yeah. So it's almost like 180 times two, yeah.
no 150.
Yeah, I remember that. I used to drink those back in college, so two of those would be 300 milligrams. Yep.
Yep, zero sugar, about 10 calories each.
Yeah.
And then I get my pre-workout, and that's about 300 milligrams.
Okay, so you are doing six then.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. And I still feel sluggish, so I might have to amp up the caffeine
Do you
depending.
have any sleep trackers, bro?
Sleep trackers? No. I sleep like a baby, man. I just die. I'm dead asleep.
Just die. That's much.
Yeah, it's so easy for me to fall asleep, man. And I think that's, I don't know. I've never had a problem with sleep. Um, but then again, I typically go to sleep after doing a workout and shower, so I'm exhausted anyways.
Yeah. I heard, I think I heard this from Brandon Carter. He's like, if you try to meditate and like hold still, but if you fall asleep, that means you're really sleep deprived. Like if you can't meditate and you just like, because meditation is sitting down, closing your eyes. But if you fall asleep too fast, it might be like you're sleep deprived.
Yeah, yeah, because your body's trying to shut down when you close your eyes. I was
Yeah,
like that last semester.
I
Um,
bet, dude. You're going to school.
yeah, I was going to school and I was working night shift for armed security. So I would go from
Still
six,
doing that? Are
huh?
you still doing that?
No, not right now. Contract is on hold. So that's from 6 to 6, 12 hours. And then I would go to class at 9, from 9 to 11.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
It was brutal, man. But honestly, I loved it. I loved the game. I would show up to class, man, just so like disoriented.
No, I remember that. I remember I would have 3 hour exams and I wouldn't, I was like, I'm just gonna pull all-nighter. I'll get like a C or a B. Not a good idea though. Um, but it's part of the struggle, I guess, you know.
How long did you do that for?
That was engineering work, man. That's, dude, like, it was just draining, dude. Like, I did that for, let's see, 2013 to 2015, like 2 years. And on top of that, when I did the Marine Corps officer training program
Mm.
up in Quantico, that was like 6 weeks. I honestly feel like it was designed, everybody gets sick and you have to perform physical activity and you're in a leadership environment. So you have like everyone is sick. You're going to get sick
Yeah.
and you're going to be sleep deprived. It's kind of fucked up. I don't know why they do that.
It's the Marines.
Yeah, they're just trying to fucking test you. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because you're drinking all that water from the Quigley. They call it the Quigley,
Hmm.
the dirt and the when you're in the forest.
So what was the requirement to the officer training?
Oh man,
Like when like passing it, for example,
I didn't
uh,
I didn't pass it by the way. Yeah.
okay, so you didn't pass it, but let's say like do you have to pass it with a degree or just pass it and then they ship you
Well,
up?
there's two options. The first one is you're working on your degree, which is called it might have changed, called the platoon leaders class.
Mm.
So you're like a junior or a senior, still working on your degree. And then there's the one that's the second option, which is you already have your degree, and that's that option. So I did the
Okay.
first one I just told you. That's
Yeah.
I was, going in, yeah. So
So what degree were you going in for?
mechanical engineering. That was my,
Mechanical.
yeah.
Do you plan on going back or are you gonna go
To
for it?
to my degree?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
What?
Going. Yeah.
So you are gonna go like for more degrees or you're gonna go to the
To what? It's the
did
Marine
you
Corps?
yeah, did you finish college?
No, I didn't finish college.
Okay. So you're 2 years in, that means you have 2 years left, right?
Mm. Yep.
Okay.
1.5.
1.5. Is that something that you're going to do with the officer training again, or are you just going to
No,
just
I'm not doing officer training anymore. No.
no?
I'm focusing on my business and Tesla really. That's it. Yeah.
Okay. Then, well, you're in Tesla, man. Like, if you get that degree, I'm like 90% sure that really is going to bring you promotions.
Yeah, it would give me the opportunity. I've seen a lot of people at Tesla that became engineers without their degree as well.
Uh-huh.
But it definitely would give you the stamp of approval, for legitimacy's sake. So, yeah,
Yeah, it's worth it, man. It's worth it.
for sure.
Like you're in a domain that glorifies it, so it's going to help. For me in accounting and CPA, the
Yeah,
difference is significant. So in accounting, if you just have the accounting degree, you get paid like 55 to 60,000 entry. As soon as you get the CPA, you get your pay gets 10 to 15% increase, which goes from like 60,000 to I think 60,000 a year to 90,000 a year, plus promotions, plus faster advancements.
that's good.
Yeah. But that
Huge. Yeah,
what I'm saying is like that is valued,
it is, man.
you know?
Plus, like, I'm realizing, like, I'm in a great position to go back to school too, because it's like, dude, I have 7 years of experience of knowing the culture of Tesla in the manufacturing environment, production. Dude, I've just seen it all. I've seen like the crazy I've seen like people get let go.
Yeah.
I've seen like high stakes and decision making. It's just like it's crazy, man. So that's good. Like I used to think of it back in the day. I was like, it's a failure. Oh, I've put school on pause. But
Hmm.
dude, there's like failure is a moving point. There's look what I've gained, you know? And
Exactly. And
yeah.
I'm sure, wouldn't Tesla pay for your tuition?
Depends if, well, for San Jose State, no, but they do have a college program for other universities, even online universities too.
Really?
But I want to stick with SJ because it's the brand of Silicon Valley, you know?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because I'm in San Jose, so it's everyone here is this is where Apple was built, this is where Nvidia was built. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. It's yeah.
So, like, they pay based off of schools, but they don't offer tuition assistance.
In general, only for those schools. Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Wow,
dude.
interesting. Because when I was working, so I spent some time working for Bank of America
Hmm.
as a contractor for their fraud department. And we had a tuition assistance program up to $4,000, but it wasn't specific to
It was
some
just like a grant.
education.
It was like a grant. They just give it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. I'm really, man, I'm surprised. Maybe there's something there because Tesla's a big
Good.
company, man. My wife works for Roche Tissue Diagnostics, which is they're the competitor to like Pfizer.
Nice.
Yeah, just to put in retrospective, but they have like tuition assistance and like they don't have it
Yeah.
specific.
I'm pretty sure, man. I'm gonna look it up. I mean,
Yeah.
I have an HR person, so it's as long as the goal is like strong enough, yeah, you just gotta
Well,
find the people, dude. You know,
wait. So what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna
Like,
ask the HR person, hey, where's my money? Or where's the money for people that are going to any college, not just the ones that you guys have listed, please.
uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay.
So is that something that you're gonna do? Um, like moving forward, go to
Yeah.
taking some college classes.
Yeah, it has to be one per semester based on the load that I have. That's just how it's gonna work. And I've already tried that actually. And how
Yeah.
difficult. I remember I did it during COVID. I took thermodynamics during COVID, and it was just like a weird time to be like on Zoom. It was just a weird transition. So I ended up
Mhm.
failing that class. So let's try again, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like what could go wrong, right? For trying it. Because last semester I did one class on Zoom, one class hybrid, and one class in person. And what I found was each of them have a different way of studying for. Like my Zoom class, for example, I had to rely more on myself and take a lot of accountability that I basically have to teach myself this subject. Because
Office
what
hours kind of thing too, right? Because I was thinking about that.
going on what?
Office hours, like actually going into office hours
To
or
like
extra accountability maybe or extra teaching of the subject.
when you say office hours, do you mean like going in the school for tutoring, or do you mean just like a system to say that this block of time I'm studying?
No, actually going into the teacher's office.
Oh, yeah,
Prof-
there, that didn't exist because
Oh, it doesn't.
yeah, everything was on for that class, it was all on Zoom. So the professor was at home teaching. And
Oh,
so what I mean is like, learning from that type of environment, I had to really, go hands-on to the steering wheel because if I didn't get a subject or if I didn't get something, I can email them about it, but really it's up to me to make it happen.
they don't have on office hours in Zoom?
Well, like I said, I can email them.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, I can email them questions or I can set up an appointment to like have like a 1v1 type of a conversation. But I mean, there's not really like tutoring wise, you have to go to the tutors, you
Yeah.
know. The hybrid class was pretty cool. It worked the same way. I think that the Zoom was better than the hybrid because as a hybrid, you go there once a week in person, and then everything else is just on your own. And so the way I look at it is like since I'm doing it on my own anyways, I'd rather just save the time of driving and actually being there. Um, but I think the best one is going in person by far because of the people you meet.
Yeah, dude.
It's more collaborative.
Yeah, you're networking.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
mainly what you're going to college for is to establish relationships through the struggles of the similar material, and then you're able to communicate and effectively get the result. Yeah. Like,
Well, for
like,
me, networking is a secondary. First priority is my degree.
yeah,
So
love
like
that.
that is my hone in. If my school buddies want to study together, cool. I'm all for it. But if I have to study and they're going to the party, I'm studying.
Yeah. I was watching this podcast by Bradley Martin and Sarah Safari, and then they were like going out from 11 a.m. to or 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. is like
Mm.
borrowing happiness from tomorrow.
Is what?
So if you go out in the
Yeah.
middle, like late at night, and you
Yeah.
just go out and you want to party, it's like borrowing happiness from tomorrow.
Borrowing happiness from tomorrow. That's a good saying. Yeah.
This is the
Yeah.
point.
It really is.
Messes up your sleep too. It's like your circadian rhythms.
Yes. Absolutely.
Like
You know, I work night shift and
I did too for a whole year.
it it's rough.
Dude, your
Like
body's not meant for that.
exactly. It messes up
The hell? Yeah.
your body. Like just it's just weird.
It
You know?
ain't worth it, dude. I did it. I did it to get initiated into the new team, but
Mm.
to get off the production line, I
Yeah.
did it, but I had to get out. Yeah.
But now you're out, right?
Mhm.
See what I mean? You know, it just takes time. But yeah, nah. Nighttime activities, like I'm fine with it if I know I'm not gonna be doing anything the next day. But that's just not the case. There's always something that I'm gonna do tomorrow. So it's just like I push it off. I'm like, I'll stay out late and party tomorrow, but I gotta make sure I'm doing what I'm doing right now. And then tomorrow comes and I'm like, well, I gotta finish some forms. I'll party tomorrow. I'll party next week. So I'm using it in a good way, pushing it off.
You're
Uh,
getting around to the thing that does not is not that conducive to your goal.
exactly. And at the end of the day, if I never like end up doing it, it's just like,
All right.
so what?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So at least for me, the rest of the week is going to be honing in on my fitness. I'm going to finish a few of these taxpayer forms. I have three more to finish. So I'm going to go down to the site and turn them in so
Good.
they can go through quality review. Um, I'm waiting on my tax returns. I just did them a week ago. I think they're ready to be signed pretty soon. This year I got a pretty decent tax return, man. 1,700 federal and 800 or 700 or 800 dollars state I'm getting back.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, it totally beats having to owe money. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
And that's not even a lot of money to get back. Some of these people that I'm doing their tax returns for, they're getting like 11,000 back.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, they got deductions maybe
Uh,
from the stuff.
yeah, I mean,
They usually.
well, so tribe members don't pay if they live and work on the reservation, they don't pay state tax. So what they end up doing is some of them put a lot of money into state tax, state income tax, as like a rainy day fund because they don't pay it, which means at the end of the year, all that money that they're putting aside, it just goes right back to them.
Yeah. That's the rainy day fund. Is that what they do? Like financial wealth wise?
Some of them do. I wouldn't like say financial wealth. I think it's just like um, it's a means to save money without spending it because you're paying it to something and you know you're gonna get it later on. Last year, I had to owe money. I owed like $400 federally. Um, and for like state, I got back like no. So I got money back federally, but I owed state because the company that I was working with at that time
Hmm.
um, didn't didn't pay state tax because they were based on a in a different state, and I didn't know that until tax season. And I was like, "Oh, that's a thing."
Mm.
So make sure you're looking at your tax forms and see that the company is paying state tax because sometimes they don't, and it's legal for them to do it. It's fine for them to do it if they're based in another state. It just means that you have to do you have to pay the money manually for state.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pain in the ass. I owed like $400, man.
Shit. Because especially when if you don't have that 400, you're like, the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, luckily I did. It was fine, but
Because aren't there ways to if you owe like a lot and then you can pay like payments,
yeah, you can get into a payment plan.
payment plan, but
Mm.
it's interest, right? Or no?
Yes. It depends.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends. Um, I don't think it's interest if you're in a payment plan, but if you owe money and like they tell you that you owe money, you don't pay it, then it
Like
accrues
upfront.
interest like daily.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. So pay your taxes.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
Don't fall into the penalties, man.
Yeah.
Are you a homeowner?
No.
No? Renting?
Mm.
Okay. There's it's not really relevant, but I guess like for homeowners, make sure that you're getting your tax deductions for any mortgage interests. Um,
Beautiful bill, right?
um,
Or is that in general?
it's just in general.
Yeah, generally.
Yeah, mortgage interest you can typically get a deduction on,
Yeah.
or any um, any add-ons that you do for the home that can also be a deduction. Like,
Oh, because it's a property.
yep,
If you're paying a mortgage, right? Only
right.
for
If you're paying mortgage, like if you do it to your rental home,
obviously. That's not your problem.
yeah, I mean the landlord might get a deduction, but
Yeah, you give it to him.
exactly. Uh,
Well,
um,
actually, I bet people do that, but yeah.
well, God bless their hearts. Yeah. Yeah, man. Have you done your taxes yet?
No, still working on it.
No, still working on it. How much shit do you got?
No, it's not that bad.
No, you just like pushing it off, not wanting to do it yet.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's typically how it goes with taxes. Nobody likes doing taxes. Just it's like a once a year thing, and
I know.
maybe do you know if you're gonna owe money or
No,
gain?
I'm gonna owe money. Yeah,
You're gonna owe money?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that makes sense why you don't want to do taxes. No, nobody's like, man, I'm gonna owe money. I'll just do it later. But um, I mean, you have April 15th. Realistically, you can do them anytime before then.
Yeah.
Um, just from my own experience, I would rather know how much money I need to uh, pay earlier than that date, just so that I have more time to pay it.
Hmm.
You know, like so when you first got that W-4 form and you checked like point 0.5 or 2.5 or 3.5 for federal withholding, do you remember which one that you chose
For last year, it's different.
for the 2025 tax year?
Mm, well, what are the numbers again?
I believe it was like zero point 0.5, might be like 1.0, and then 2.5%, and then 3.5% that you can check off on for how much money that you want withheld.
I don't remember.
You know? So I always do either 2.5 or 3.5
Why is that?
because that guarantees that you're going to get a refund back.
Okay.
Typically, if you do 1%, there's a chance where you could cut even or owe. And
Okay.
I don't like those odds. So I just do 2.5. 2.5, yeah, you might have a little bit of a refund back. So you might be paying a little bit more out of pocket. Um, but if you do 3.5, you have much bigger refund. So for like my withholdings, I was like, per paycheck, for example, let's say $2,000, for example. Out of those $2,000, I would pay $300 to the federal withholding system. So I'd only get paid like $1,700 per paycheck in that scenario. So that's how much money, like 3.5%, give or take, I would be putting away or giving to the
Mhm.
IRS, which to some people that's absurd because $300 out of your paycheck is just crazy. But like I said, man, if you can budget correctly and you're comfortable enough with putting more money away, I would recommend doing that. You'll get the money back a little bit later in the year anyways. So you're not losing any money.
Oh, higher number on W4.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now, um, I filed married filing jointly with my wife, um, and she checked, I think it was like I'm pretty sure it was like 1%. So um, she chose 1% basically. And I did a high number. And so when I was doing our taxes, I inputted my tax forms and I could see the difference of, of how, I could see the difference between our choices. So I think originally it was like 1900 federally and 900 state when I inputted my information. And then when I added my wife's information, it went down a couple $100 federally. So it went to 1700, and then it went to like a couple $100 state, which means that she owed money on her taxes. Um, when you're married, it kind of works out if one person adds more money to
Hmm.
your tax withholding and the other person doesn't, because it evens out that way. Um, Plus, it also can help you if, like, let's say you have quite a lot of bills. You have things that you need to pay for, so you would much prefer having more money in your pocket per paycheck than have the person that makes more money puts more money away, and the person that doesn't make as much money takes more money out. Because what's going to happen at the end of the year, you're going to get a refund because the person with more money is putting more money away, and you're also not struggling, and you're also not having to pay anything to the IRS,
Hmm.
which is what we did.
Yeah.
I think now, I'm gonna see if she can put 2.5% and see what happens.
Just see what happens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because um I think yeah, because then we'll just be gaining money. I think next year we should get like 2,000 federally and 1,100 state.
Moral of the story, turn your shit in.
Do your do your taxes, man.
Yeah.
Do your taxes. Even if you haven't done them in a few years, it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. I've been there. We all been, well, some people have been there. Yeah.
Here's the interesting part is that if you let's say you haven't done your taxes for 3 years, you haven't filed anything. Um, the IRS, there is no real penalties for that until after you file all those returns and then you don't pay. Then there's penalties. And I'm not saying to not file your taxes because realistically the IRS can audit you at any moment in your life and things can go very bad, financially speaking. But that's just something to keep in mind is that like, yeah, even though there are no penalties accumulating, you're also risking the chance of an audit. And if an audit happens, then the penalties that you would have paid given, you know, filing and then paying off all those years would be much more. Um, and if you wait too long, then it can get into like a legal situation where, they may suspect tax evasion or
Mhm.
tax fraud, and it's a whole nother mess. I had a coworker, colleague, in sales. He was telling me this story where he got into sales, and he didn't know that he had to set money aside for his commissions, and so he never did. Um, and then
Oh, yeah.
and then one day, these people came to his house and knocked on his door, and it was,
Shit.
it was some representatives of I think it was the IRS. It was some type of law enforcement entity that visited him to let him know that he owes a lot of money, and if he doesn't, then he's going to be sued, or arrested. And so he paid all all his taxes the next day. So it's a
If you live somewhere, something has to be owed. You're on, yeah. So, yeah.
yeah, I mean, especially with US citizens, doesn't matter where you live in the world, you're
Yeah.
still subject to income tax.
It's some form. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, income tax, right? So if you live in Dubai, but you have a US citizenship, any money you make in Dubai, you're still having to pay income tax to the US. And the only way to get out of that is by revoking your citizenship. But I mean, if you want to do that, there's penalties and there's things in place that you also have to take in consideration for revoking. Like a lot of people want to go to like places like Dubai or Monaco uh,
Mhm.
because of the 0% income tax. But in order to really like, if you're a U.S. citizen, you're really only going to benefit from that if you're no longer a U.S. citizen.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. So wherever you go, man, Uncle Sam's gonna find you. He's gonna want his cut of the pie. But
Yeah.
there's also deductions, there's also tax credits. As long as you understand the tax code and tax law, you can save a lot of money. Hence why I'm in accounting, because I want
You're
to.
learning it too. It's really good, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to learn all the loopholes so that I can use them.
It's fucking dope.
The IRS executive that taught all of us for VITA, she was actually going back to school. So she's a CPA and worked in the IRS for 20 years
Yeah.
and was retiring that year. She's going back to school because she had a financial advisor basically try to coach her on money. And she was like, "You're telling me the most basic things in the world. I can do your job better than you can," type of thing. So
Yeah.
she's going back to college to get her CFA so that she can become her own financial advisor for herself because she's much better at doing it than just some person that she has to hire, in her words.
I think everybody should be their own financial advisor, right? I mean, but that's not how the world works for most people.
Well, you gotta learn it.
Yeah.
I advocate, learn it just enough to where you can understand what's going on. Like you can search up the tax law and tax codes just from the internet, but learn it enough so you understand how taxes work and how like financial institutions work as far as business income and revenue and profit and EBITDA and all that. Um, so that you can hire somebody who is specialized in that.
Hmm.
And when they're talking to you about certain aspects like the profit and loss statement, financial statements,
Yeah.
you know what they're talking about and you're not blind to it. I mean, there's a lot of instances where people like, they talk to their financial advisor and they don't know what they're saying. And there's only so much the financial advisor can say. It's like, hey, if you do this, you're gonna make some money. But if you're on the other side, you're like, why does that make me money? Like, if you don't understand something, then don't put money into it. That's why I always advocate, learn enough to understand what you're in, how your business works financially, so that you can understand what you can understand when someone who's actually specialized in it is talking about, so that you can make the final decision. Because at the end of the day, they are financial advisors saying, here are your options, here's the pros and cons, but you're the one who's in the driver's seat deciding, all right, am I going to do this? Am I going to do this? And, you know, you're also the person who's going to take the loss if it's not a good decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, like um I'm gonna make a business and I'm like still figuring what type of business I want to make. I'm kind of leaning towards like motorcycles in a way.
Dope.
So as I'm going through my college in accounting, I'm like also thinking about, all right, what kind of business I'm making and the skills that I'm learning, I'm going to apply to my business so that I can better, uh,
Run it.
yeah, better run it. Exactly, exactly. And motorcycles, man, I'm passionate about motorcycles.
I saw
Love,
that post.
dude. Uh, that bike on my
Yeah.
Instagram,
Yeah.
I, first day I took it from the dealership, I tore her apart, everything, whole thing, just to see how she works, and then I put it back together.
Damn, dude. How was
And
that?
dude, it was awesome. It was awesome. It was a lot easier than I thought it would be. I mean, there's a lot of
Really?
little parts, but my family at the time was like, dude, what are you doing? You're taking, oh my God, your bike, you took it all apart. It's in pieces. It's never gonna run again. I'm like, yeah, yeah. I know what I'm doing, man. Like, come on, bro. Like, I know how to put things together and take things apart. I just wanted to see how everything mechanically worked. How did it turn? Why was it working that way?
Yeah.
And once I put it back together, I felt more
Appreciative too.
yeah, more appreciation to
Every little fucking nut and bolt. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Dude,
Like
there's a
understand where that kick is coming from, where that torque is coming from.
yeah.
Oh,
And when something goes wrong, you're not afraid to like get hands-on.
Yeah.
There's this so my bike, uh the wire connecting to the battery popped off when I was riding it. I had just got to the gym. So I'm at the gym, that just popped off. It doesn't turn on. I'm gonna go get my workout and then deal with that. So got my workout and came out. It's not turning on. It was the negative wire. So I had the positive wire, the negative wire popped off. And so I'm like, all right, well, I just need a conductor. I just need some type of connection. So I actually had some keys on me. And so there were these like silver keys. And I went to the LA Fitness and like, you guys have any tape or some duct tape or something? They gave me some scotch tape. So I'm like, all right, I think that'll work. I went back to my bike and I used the scotch tape to tape it onto the negative head of my battery, and I connected it to the other wire to my actual bike, and I taped it as much as I could, and she turned on, man. Whole thing turned on. I rode that thing home while it was like the light was like flickering on and off because the conductor was like jumping.
Hold the connection. Yeah.
Yep. But I made it fucking work, bro. That was wild. Like,
Funny experience.
huh?
It's a funny experience, yeah.
Yeah,
All the wind
but
blowing and shit.
but I think I only felt comfortable enough to do that was because I tore it apart already, I've already got down and dirty with it that I'm like I'm not afraid to like try new things and put pieces because I know how it works. I knew that this connection,
That's crazy. Yeah.
yeah,
It's funny, like my other brother, Christian, he has a whole, I'll send you his Instagram, but he's all into bikes. Like he has like hell of views now. Like
well,
he went into it 2022. So he's all into bikes, man.
like cruisers, sports.
Sports bikes. Yeah. Like new age, like closer to this generation, yeah. So
Nice.
like Ducatis and stuff, yeah.
Those are nice bikes, man.
Yeah.
Those are really nice bikes.
He goes to bike meets a lot and has a crew and all that. Yeah.
That's awesome. Wait, so he works as like a bike?
No, he
He's
just
like
does it on the side outside of he works with me at where I go at Tesla. But this
God,
is his side thing.
that's pretty
A lot of
cool.
content and stuff, yeah.
That's awesome. I'm more of a cruiser bike type of guy.
Yeah, I saw that. Like old
Yeah.
school a little bit.
Yeah, dude.
Like
I'm
a little
into
bit, yeah.
I'm into the Harley Davidsons.
Hmm.
I appreciate the Indians. Those ones are also good too. I myself, am not really like a sport type of bike type of guy, but I love all bikes. You
Hmm.
know, like I won't drive one just
Genre.
because, I like the feel of just cruising and just riding down the highway type of deal. I don't really feel the need to go super fast. But I think it's super cool when people are driving those sports bikes and they know what to do with them and they can pop those wheelies.
Yeah, he does wheelies too and shit. Yeah, it's crazy.
If anyone says they you can't pop a wheelie on a cruiser, they're dead wrong, man.
Damn, dude.
I did it. I did it on that bike. Boom. It was kind of hilarious too. It was like this giant cruiser bike
Jeez,
and just wheeling. Oh man.
like skateboarding. You gotta
Yeah.
be a little skilled on it.
It's super simple. You just pop the clutch. You're riding the first gear, first gear, first gear, and then you pop it, and that's what makes it come up. You can go higher in gears too. You just have to be at a higher RPMs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to make a business out of that. Probably, I don't mind working on them. Like I have a vision of it. Like I'll have my bike and I'll start like working on it in my garage, like how I did before, and then like slowly help my friends and with their bikes, and then open up a shop, just a little like little dinky shop, like local shop. You just come in, the guy type of thing, and work on the bike, and then have that grow into like more of a dealership type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be,
That's vision.
yeah, I would love to own a Harley Davidson dealership.
Yeah.
Now, that would be cool. Now, I would
Yeah, I think
also love to make my own type of bike. That,
damn, that's a whole new frontier.
yep.
It
Dude,
has to be yeah.
I have a whole book of drawings of motorcycles and motorcycle parts. I and they're realistic. Hmm. Matter of fact, I actually have it right here, bro.
Have you ever known anybody who made a bike company?
Made a bike company? No,
A
but I've
brand
met
new a
plenty of
brand new
people.
model?
Uh, no, I haven't met one yet. No, I met people who made their own bikes before. So this, for example, let's see if it focuses. Uh, there you go. That that's a carburetor that I drew. So that is this. So it's for older bikes, but that is what pulls in the air and creates the combustion, if you want to think of it that way,
Yeah.
and creates the power for the motorcycle. And I'll tell you, yeah. So I'm gonna say this was my first drawing of a motorcycle. It's pretty Neanderthal. And
Pretty
then
dope.
this is my most recent one right here.
Damn, dude. You drew that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
This is gonna be a wide glide, and that's why the forks are so forward. But
What
yeah,
is it about bikes that you like? Like what makes you want what made you get into
man,
bikes?
I think it's the freedom. It's the modern version of a horse. You know,
Right. Damn.
if you think of a cowboy and a horse just going down the desert dunes, you know, I think of
Outdoors.
motorcycles that way. Yeah, like you can't. A car is great because it takes you A to B and it's fun and it's safe, but there's an element that the motorcycle has where it's more intimate. It's more you're more connected to it. Just the same as you would a horse, because you really kind of have to. When you're driving a motorcycle, you're looking around your situations, you might as well be walking or running outside. And when you're on there, it's just you, the wind, the world, and experience. That's all that's out there. Now, for the actual bike component, I'm curious about how mechanically how it works. Like what makes a two-wheeled bike, a motorized bike, work as efficient as it is right now. We have like bicycles, and that's pretty easy to understand. I mean, there's a couple gears, some have multiple gears, and they have the chain. But with motorcycles, there's much more. You have suspensions. Some motorcycles have suspensions inside and not outside anymore. BMWs are very high tech now. How can you fit so much high tech in a little tiny rinky-dink two-wheeled bike is what I think. And
Much, yeah.
yeah, it's like a giant puzzle piece, man. I'm just like, something about it is so gravitating. No one in my family has ever ridden motorcycles, so it's not like I had like a
Oh, you're
private.
the first one?
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
hmm But my father and my grandfather, on my dad's side, were both really into cars,
Hmm.
fixing cars and taking out the engine of the car. When my dad was like 8 years old or something like that. Um, my grandfather had this truck. It was a 1964 Ford. Um, yeah, 1964 Ford. I don't remember exactly what the make was, but my dad actually took my dad actually took that engine out of the truck and took it all apart. Where my grandfather actually came in, saw all the pieces on the floor, and he was like, "What the hell are you doing?" In Spanish. My grandfather only spoke Spanish. Um, but yeah, my dad has always been that type of mechanic dude. You know, he always knew things about cars, always knew things of how they worked. You know, he would work on cars for like 8, 12 hours a day. And you know, one of the things I always think about is like, why didn't he make a business out of it? You know, like why didn't he open up
That
like
was
his
your
own?
grandfather from your dad's side?
No, this is my dad.
Oh, that's your dad.
Yeah. Yeah. My
Damn.
grandfather worked on cars on like himself, and I think my dad kind of fell into that and took it to the more extreme.
Yeah.
And you know, growing up, when he was working on cars, you know, as a kid, like holding the flashlight and whatever,
Uh,
I thought I'm like, that's pretty cool. But I took an interest to motorcycles because of how unique it was, that it's different. People, there's like a bit of taboo to it because people say how dangerous it is, and people are saying it's stupid and you shouldn't drive it, but they're
and
not.
then the drivers on the freeway too, like the way they get like, hey man, this guy's on the road.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
definitely rebel because it's
exactly.
not a car.
Exactly. There's so many people saying like you shouldn't drive it. I'm like, okay, well, maybe
That's the
like
whole point of it. Like
yeah.
it's just fucking rebel.
And you know, I think the biggest argument is saying like how dangerous it is. And
Yeah,
honestly, man,
that's
look,
the hugest argument right now.
yeah, I've been hit by an SUV before off my bike. It sucks. I get it. But honestly, everywhere there's going to be crazy drivers. Everywhere there's going to be some type of accident, whether you're in a car, whether you're in a plane. It's like saying you should never go on a plane because it might crash. It's like, well, yeah, no shit. You know, that can happen to any type of vehicle. But as long as you don't drive like a crazy driver, then 9 times out of 10, you'll be fine. You'll
You
be,
do the safety things, the things that are safe, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. With a motorcycle, I think motorcycle drivers who are not like super crazy going down 150 miles per hour,
Yeah.
those guys are outliers. They're awesome. Love them. Um, but if you're just a normal guy driving a motorcycle, I would say that they are more safe than the people driving cars, because the people driving cars can look at their phone, maybe they're listening to music, maybe they're zoning out.
Yeah, you
Maybe,
can't listen to your phone when you're on a bike. Like literally you can't. You can't use
no,
your phone.
I mean you can listen to music because some helmets have
Yeah.
Bluetooth to it, but
At
um,
least one AirPod.
but most of the time, man, you're super aware of your situation.
You have to be, or you die.
Or you die. Exactly.
It's like hell super rebel, dude. You're like, there's no way going from point A to point B. You better goddamn be aware.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, it was great, man. It made
That's pretty
when
dope.
I was driving that motorcycle, just feeling alive. Uh,
The
There's
rush, yeah.
there's nothing that
I feel
beats
like
a good 15-minute drive on a motorcycle.
yeah, my brother does that a lot. He just goes out. I'm gonna go for a ride real quick. What does that mean? Like, well, it's just the morning, dude. You know, the
Yeah.
dusk.
Dude, it means clearing the head,
Like working out.
fresh air.
Yeah,
Dude, oh man. See, working out, it's like um working out, you get the same feeling when it comes to like the accomplishment aspect of finishing your workout. Like you did something
yeah.
hard.
If you didn't want to do,
Exactly.
that's
And
how I feel. Yeah,
with a motorcycle, it's like you have this feeling of danger, and you're having to rely on your abilities
your
of
instincts,
on your
your
instincts.
intuition.
So when you come back from the ride, you just trust yourself much more. You're like, I survived.
Jesus.
I lived.
Yeah, I've yet to ride a bike fully, like for a mile, or like I just rode it around. But yeah, the
Dude,
same way you talk about bikes is like fitness for me.
yeah,
Yeah,
I can tell, man. Like you are super passionate about everything in fitness.
I don't know where it comes from. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, you mentioned that you're an athlete in high school. You
Oh
were
my
doing
man.
officer training, you know. So was there a point in time or a point or a person who was like super athletic when you were younger that you kind of like looked to and was like, that's interesting, or maybe you were in like little league sports that you just fell into. What was it, man?
It wasn't more so that. It was more like when I was trying to like test something that I couldn't do.
Mm.
I think it was I still remember it was trying to look back. I think the fact that it was hard and that a lot of people didn't want to do it. I felt like I think it was just the competitiveness of it. That's where
Yeah,
it comes from. Just like I remember in like PE in sixth grade, you would have to run a lap. That would be part of the requirement of physical education.
I
This
remember
is
that.
this is before football. Yeah, this is like so. Yeah, you would have to do physical education, and I don't know. I just liked the fact that I wanted to outdo like everybody. I don't know.
So you also
That's where it comes
mentioned
from.
the spirit of competitiveness. Where did you find that, man? Because usually, like, who was it that pushed you? You have two brothers. So I think already in the family dynamic, there's already some competition. Like as children's,
Yeah, you're so right, man. I think it's the fact that I was older brother. I think
yeah, maybe
that's
to
where it comes from.
show, maybe to show your little brothers that you hold the standard.
Yeah, that it can be done. Like, yeah, it can be done. That's how I saw it.
Do you ever see yourself owning a gym? Like,
I never thought about it. I never did. I mean, I go to the gym all the time and I see the owners and I'm like, wow. But yeah, I never thought about it, man.
that'd be pretty cool, man.
In a location. But I just hear a lot about the horror stories of the gyms and like like being in person. That was the whole reason why I started online fitness. I see
Mm,
myself owning an online fitness space because
okay.
it's you get to reach more people, and
Mm.
then probably a hybrid approach.
What does that look like?
I don't know, like meetups and stuff, maybe. Like I
Okay.
remember, I would be like, all right, who wants to go hiking on this day, and go on this event. But in order to do that, I would have to market myself online. So yeah,
And you kind of have to be more local.
yeah, but you have to be local though.
Yeah.
But I like that aspect of who's willing to go on this hike and challenge themselves one step further. The hard,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's like Facebook groups that do that where they
There
have
are.
like
Yeah.
yeah, like you just search up like runners club or weight club or hiking club.
Yeah, you're so right. I have a few friends around, a few acquaintances in the area.
Yeah, you could probably start something, and especially in San Jose, California. The weather's nice. Are you close to
Mhm.
the beach? I'm not familiar with that area.
Yeah, you're always close to the beach. If you're in the Bay Area, you're like
Yeah.
at least an hour,
Dude, maybe like
45.
some beach runs. Like,
Yeah, running clubs. That's a
if you
big thing
want,
now.
yeah. Like, since you're saying that you want like a hybrid thing, man, you can really get something pretty powerful set up. Starting with like your local area while pulling in from your Instagram and your marketing, and then that can slowly grow. but that can like really be um, a point of interest.
Yeah.
That's um, that was like one of the things that I've done with my like tax preparation thing.
Hmm.
I looked at like volunteer spots within Tucson,
Yeah, you're right.
and I found that through like just some random Facebook volunteer group thing that only posted like we need volunteers for this or we need volunteers for this, and yeah. And it just so happened that there's this one flyer said Vita tax preparer. I'm like,
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. And I almost didn't even go. I almost didn't even go because the day that they were going to start the meeting, I was thinking, maybe it's not all that. Maybe it's
Hmm.
just a fluff. And I went anyways, and it was the best decision I've ever
So
made.
it allows you to just put yourself out there and understanding the line of work or like that you're studying too, and like it's just free exposure, I guess. That's right.
Ex- Exactly. You're completely right.
Yeah, you're right.
So, I mean, like, for you, um, I think you have enough credibility to create your own local group if you wanted.
Hmm.
But even if you wanted to like see how other people do it or run, you can join one, meet those people who are, in collaboration with the same goal. And not only will you get more followers and more people who are listening to you, because now they met you in person, they know who you are,
Yeah.
you have something in common. Well, now whenever you are going to organize something, now you can count on those people to come and join you because there's already proof that they've done stuff like that.
Yeah, you're right.
But
You're right.
action, 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 action.
Yeah, bro.
Once you finalize and you decide that you're gonna do it, just do it, man.
Yeah, goal setting. Yeah.
Set it. Yep, set it, man. Set it. I really had to pull the will out of me to make myself go to that first meeting. I'm just gonna go, not gonna think about it, not gonna doubt it. I'm just gonna go.
Show up anyways, right?
Just show up anyways. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So next podcast, what do you want to start off at?
So we talked about goal setting and
Hmm.
I don't know, man. What do you want? Like, what do you think?
Um, well, so we talked about goal setting. We talked a little bit about like kind of our backgrounds last episode.
Hmm.
Uh,
Backgrounds, goal
uh,
setting.
we can talk about certain skills. We can talk about, um,
Like what our skills are now and what we want to achieve skills wise.
yeah, what we're working on.
That will definitely be a 2 year type of like because to do skills you need 10,000 hours to be master at it at least minimum.
Yeah,
So that really helps with practicality of like get exposure to that skill set, be in an environment to practice that skill.
I think so too. I think you're right.
Like right now we're getting a skill set of podcasting and eventually we're gonna realize what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, we're such amateurs right now.
Yeah, but we're putting hours
Yeah.
trying to see what works.
Um, Well, we are gonna start reading influence.
Influence,
So
tie those in together.
I guess we could talk a little bit about like what we've learned from sales specifically and how that has influenced, get it?
Influence.
Influence. Influenced our life and we can also go and hit on like the stereotypes of sales and um,
Okay.
the, the what sales looks like not being in sales. Also,
Any
like,
more type of thing?
well, more on the lines of like how a regular person who's never done sales before doesn't was not in business, and
Yeah,
how they perceive salespeople and what they
I
think
think
it
you're right.
is versus the reality of it.
Oh yeah, I think I'm in there too. Yeah, because being in sales, I realized you're always in sales. After once you realize that you're doing sales, you realize sales is every day.
Yeah.
Sales is leadership. Every day you're a leader. Every day you're trying to sell people on the idea of something
Yeah, whether it's like
using influence.
using influence. And so we can talk about that.
Okay, so combine the influence book with the skill set of sales and using our own experiences. Me as an online fitness coach, you as a car sales and online fitness a little bit, and in your daily lives too, because every day we're selling somebody, we're s- we're selling somebody, and then also the perception of somebody who's not been a in a position to now being how they bridge the gap and
Yeah.
what it is, what it was before and what it is now. Okay.
I can speak on the different types of sales as well. So
The types. Got it.
um, I did car sales and a little bit of the fitness coaching, but I also worked in solar door-to-door sales too.
Hmm.
I've I've that experience, and there are differences, but they're also the same. Sales
Yeah.
sales is sales, no matter where you go, but the challenges that you face may be a little bit different.
Oh yeah, we can talk about the challenges of our individual experiences with each type of sale. Cause like, yeah, I have a lot to talk about that too. How the challenge of it. Because there's always a challenge. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And
And it
every
exposes you too to what you
and every day you wake up and you're a sales position, you're at zero every day. So it doesn't matter what you did throughout the whole day. You may have sold two, three sales. Next morning, you're at zero.
same thing as any goal too. Back to goal setting.
Mhm.
If you always start from ground zero, I heard this from a lot of people. If you always start from ground zero every day, that puts you an opportunity to always be a learner.
I agree.
And that's how you be successful because you're always constantly curious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that would be a good topic that we can talk about.
Okay. Yeah, and then let's dial in our niche more. I like how you presented that before the first episode. That way we know who we're speaking to.
Yeah. So I think a good starting point would be because our brand, right, is ourselves,
Yeah,
right?
people like
And
us.
people like us. And so that's our avatar.
Yeah.
And I guess it could be like we can use like a little bit of introspection to figure out what we watch and what we appreciate so that we can start implementing in the podcast
Yeah.
and attract more people just like us.
Yeah. We got to make that that platform too. That'll be the two things we could work on. I'll
Yeah,
write a little.
I
What's
can
that?
actually start making it right after we get off of that.
Okay.
I think as far as like the name, we can use, there's that one name that I
The
texted
long
you.
game.
Well, the long game's already been taken.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's the other one?
All of them have been taken.
What about mine? The accountability. Or fuck. The accountability.
So I
Always
think
accountable.
always accountable I think is available.
Yeah.
So we can use that.
What about show up anyways?
Let's see. So always accountable. Yep, that. there's a podcast saying ready to be accountable. Nah.
Ready? Okay.
Yeah. And what was the other one that you said?
Show up anyways.
Show up anyways. Um, yeah, that one's taken.
Okay.
Yeah.
So always accountable.
Always accountable. There you go. We coined it. That's the name of the
We'll
podcast.
change it, whatever, later on.
Yeah. I mean, it really doesn't matter. We can always make a difference.
All right.
So I'll make the Instagram and then I'll send you the login information.
Yeah, the password.
Yeah.
And then I'll write a little draft of episode 3.
Okay.
Yeah, of our talking points.
I'll probably also share the um the Instagram on my Instagram. That's like the main thing that I was waiting for
Yeah.
is I feel that having a place to park everything
Yes.
when we're at completely zero is just better for the algorithm to find
Push.
the right people
Yeah.
for
And
content.
then with our individual Instagrams, we could repost too. Be like, this is where we are at. Is that what you're
Exactly.
saying?
We
Yeah.
can do reposts as well.
Yeah. So we're like merging both brands, basically. Brand building.
Exactly. Well, I have my brand and this is your brand and then this is the podcast brand.
The podcast brand.
So we can take both of them and then add to that, which is what we're doing here anyways. And
Yeah.
actually, uh, maybe thought of this idea. So with the podcast, we can also, this is probably like a little bit later on, we can have our um, additional interviews to add to the overall brand. So you know how we have our podcast where it's you and I, but maybe let's say you have a colleague who is a really good engineer, a lot of experience. You'd be able to interview him
On the show.
on the show. And
Okay.
so that it would add some variety. And then I
And
would,
we have to change it to not 5:30. It depends. But yeah, I got you.
so I mean, this could still be 5:30, but then that could be like um, the exception to the rule.
Yeah.
I would be
Cool.
able to interview some of my colleagues or I can interview some of these people um or professors and seeing their
Yeah.
takes on certain information as well.
We tie it back into the brand of the podcast. Yeah.
That way we have more variety.
Hmm. I like it. Sounds good, dude.
Yeah.
And I'll post this thing tomorrow, the podcast. I'll, yeah. We'll just post the whole 2 hour thing or what?
Yeah, might as well, man. I mean just
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
But
out there.
cool, man. All right, man. I would stay talk with you some more,
Yeah.
but I definitely got some things to get going. I'm gonna
Same.
start working on that Instagram as well. But man, it's always good to have the podcast with you.
Yeah,
And
bro. Likewise.
show up. What was the name? Show up.
Always accountable.
Always accountable.
Yep.
Always accountable podcast, man. I love it.
All right, man. Well, see you guys in the next one. We'll be there next Friday, 4:30 a.m. Pacific Standard, or sorry, 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and episode 3.
Yep. And by the time you guys are watching this, it'll be Saturday. So hope you guys have a great weekend and thank you.
All right. Peace.
Peace out.